Mason closes in on the shocking truth.
You felt her breathing and you left her there to die.
Santa Barbara this week.
Good morning. I was afraid that you weren't going to come.
Why? Would have been nice if you'd chosen a little less public place. I guess since you're afraid to see me in private
David,
now...
please, don't. We have too much at stake right now to get bogged down with that. Drink your coffee. I want to talk about the possibility of you testifying.
You made up your mind?
I told you that I would keep reviewing our options, and according to how the case was going.
And since it's going nowhere, you think, well, what have we got to lose, right? Boy, that's a real vote of confidence.
I thought you wanted to testify.
I do. I just think I should have done it before now. Like instead of Lionel Lockridge, for example.
Look, the strategy with Lionel obviously didn't pay off as I hoped, but that shouldn't make any difference to whether you decide to testify or not. If you... I'm not sure that it's the right thing to do yet.
Well, I am. And I'll tell you something else. I'm gonna do it, whether you cooperate with me or not.
All right, well, I suggest that we talk about the questions that I'm going to ask and the answers that you might give before we make that decision.
Why? So I can say just the right words to get the jury's sympathy?
So Mason won't find a weapon to bludgeon you with when he gets his chance to cross-examine you. David, the choice of words is important. Something inadvertent or seemingly innocuous. To your mind, a clever prosecutor can twist that around in ways that you've never even imagined.
Well, I am very tired of living in fear of clever prosecutors and judges and the whole judicial system. When I get up there, I'm not going to hedge or hold back or go through my paces like some trained dog. I'm going to tell the truth. The simple, unadorned, not too flattering truth. Because the fact is, that's all we've got.
Ladies of the jury, it seems clear from the testimony that we heard that Mary Duvall McCormick is indeed prepared to love, honor, and cherish Mason Kaplan.
Objection, Your Honor. We still haven't heard all the facts. There's the matter of the child.
Child? What child?
Mrs. McCormick, are you carrying a child?
It's mine, Your Honor.
Mary? Is this true?
You'd better answer the question, Mrs. McCormick.
I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know whose child it is.
Then I see no recourse but to follow the wisdom of Solomon. The child will be divided equally between the two possible fathers.
Don't you want to have visitors? Or do you have a family that lives close by to here? Alice? Alice, you better make your bed. Dr. Rawlings is coming down the hall. Come on. You don't want him to come in and see that your bed's unmade. Come on, we'll do it together. I'll help you. Come on. You don't want to get a demerit, Alice, do you? Oh, it's okay. I'll do it. It's okay. I want us to be friends. I need a friend. Don't you get lonely around here sometimes? I'm sorry. We don't have to talk if you don't want to.
What are you doing, Kelly?
Nothing.
That's Alice's bed, not yours. You have your responsibilities, and Alice has hers. Do you understand?
Yes.
We're not doing Alice any favors by doing things for her. She has to learn to act on her own. That's how she'll get better. I'm going to have to give you 2 demerits, Kelly. That will remind you that what you think is helping is not really helping at all. Do you understand that? Say yes if you understand. Well, I was hoping you'd be able to communicate with your visitors today.
What visitors?
If you stop talking, I guess I'll have to ask them to come another time.
Well, who's coming?
I've given permission for your mother and father to visit you later today. Does that please you, Kelly?
Yes.
If you learn to play by the rules, good things happen. No sitting on the bed after breakfast. You remember that rule?
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Alice. What you need to do, Kelly, is show Alice your good example. That's how you can help her and help yourself. I'll see you both later. Have a good morning.
You have a good morning, too, Doctor.
Well, thank you, Kelly. That's very nice.
You're looking for Mary. She's not here.
Actually, I'm not here to bother her. All I want to do is say goodbye. Look, Sophia, can't you just tell me where she is?
Mark, I think you better go.
Sophia, I don't know what she told you, but there is another side to this story. I still love her very much. I always have.
I could argue that with you, but I don't think there's any point in our discussing it.
You trusted me, Sophia. You came to me once when you were too frightened to go to your own family. I tried to be more than a doctor to you. I tried to be a friend.
And I've appreciated everything you've done, Mark. And I want to just leave it at that, all right?
Well, I saw that you're scheduled for more radiation this afternoon. How's that going?
You sure you don't want to give me any messages from Mary?
Thanks. I'll try and find her myself.
Sophia, I'm so glad I found you home.
Gina, I'm sorry. I'm just going out the door. I'm going to see Kelly. Cece's picking
Just
me up.
give me 1 minute.
All right, Gina, 1 minute.
I have a surefire product that everybody wants, that I have the talent to be a prime supplier of. All I need is a little help with the materials and the packaging.
Wait a minute, Gina. Are you asking me for money?
Just let me finish. I'm offering you a full partnership.
To set you up in business?
This is the best offer you're ever going to get. I can promise you that.
Gina, even if I ever trusted you to make a go with something like this, why in the world would you imagine that I'd ever help you with it?
Because, Sophia, you and I are one and the same.
I beg your pardon.
The Capwells kicked us both out on our ear. They probably think the only thing we're capable of is sitting around feeling sorry for ourselves. Well, this is our big chance to show them how we can make it on our own without any of their help.
Right. Gina, are you comparing you to me?
Well, I'm pretty tired of being a victim, aren't you?
Well, then I suggest you find yourself another wealthy, lonely man and take advantage of him at work before.
You should know, honey. You found yourself a rich Italian count. You're still living off what he left you. You're still being kept. Well, pardon me for thinking you might want something more out of life.
My life is just fine.
Exactly. So why should you be open-minded enough to give somebody else a decent chance?
Gina, I have to go now. Cece's waiting.
Oh, well, then run along. You wouldn't want to keep Cece waiting now, would you? I mean, after all, maybe someday he'll wake up in a good mood and tell you all's forgiven. That's what you're waiting for, isn't it, Sophia? Well, take a good look around you. Look at me. Look at Mason. Look at Lionel Lockridge. Aren't we proof enough that C.C. Capital does not forgive? All right, Sophia, maybe I can't force you to help me, but there is one thing you could do for me that won't cost you a cent.
What is that, Gina?
Tell Kelly I've been thinking about her a lot lately. That I'm going to visit her real soon.
Remember when you begged me to help you, and I didn't want to take your case because I didn't think I could handle it, but you made me believe that you couldn't get through it without me. And so I went along with it. I alienated my friends and my family. My sister will probably never speak to me again, but I was willing to do that for you. And now that we're down to the wire, you're going to tell me that my help isn't any good anymore, that you're going to make all the decisions all by yourself?
I have to testify. What else do we have?
I hope to prove that Sheila was lying.
You hope to? Do you really think you can do that?
If she was lying, I can get her to admit it. If she was...
What, are you going to ask me again?
No, because it doesn't matter.
To you or the jury?
I can't speak for the jury.
Well, then to you.
If you did have an affair with Sheila, it wouldn't change how I feel about you at all. Not now. I'll see you in court.
Where did you ever find French toast?
Well, all you had was stale bread out there, which is just perfect for French toast, and I needed exactly one egg, and you had exactly one egg.
How'd I ever exist without you?
Oh, you ate out a lot. So you think you can wrap things up at the trial today?
I think so. I don't believe Julia has many more tricks up her sleeve.
So you might come home tonight a winner.
You gonna have a laurel wreath waiting for me?
Yeah, either that or more French toast. You have a lot of stale bread out there.
I love you. You know, this is the closest to domestic bliss I've ever known. Breakfast in bed with a radiantly beautiful woman. All we need is a couple of rowdy kids smearing their fingers in the syrup and we'd be all set. Mary? Did I say something?
You always say something. That's why you're a great lawyer.
Not if I don't get to court on time. I'm not. I better hit the shower. Thank you for breakfast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me.
Positive. I knew it.
You're going back to your old practice?
Yeah, I thought that'd be best for both of us. Mary, if I stay here, it's gonna be impossible not to run into you somewhere. Yeah. I don't think you want that.
It's very considerate of you, Mark.
Yeah, well, I did it more for myself than for you, actually. It's just too painful to see it with someone else.
What are you doing here, Mark?
Why don't you just relax, Mason? I'm on my way out. I just came to say goodbye. Oh, I'm leaving the country, by the way. You know, Mason, Mary is a very fine Gentle person. Don't drag her down too far.
What's he doing here?
He came by to give me the keys to the guest house and forwarding address. I had no idea he was planning to return to the Caribbean.
I don't know about you, but I couldn't be more pleased.
No, he made the right choice. For all of us.
What do you think, Brandon? How do I look?
You look nice.
What about the cookies? How do they look?
They look like cookies.
Up this way.
Brandon, I didn't know you were going to be here. What in the world?
I'm awfully glad you're here, Haley. Would you mind taking this picture for me? What do you think about the apron? Is it too much?
No, wait. Tell me what's going on.
Well, you can't start a major cookie company without a little publicity. I'm going to have copies made of this picture and distribute them all over town. I think it's going to be a great gimmick.
Wait a minute. You are going to sell cookies? Is this for real?
What does it look like? You think I'm doing this for my health?
You think putting on a frilly apron and turning on the oven's going to make you an instant success?
I have to start somewhere, Haley. Obviously, I can't do a volume business overnight, but when enough people taste my cookies, I know someone's going to want to invest, and then I'll be on my way. Isn't that right, Brandon? He's been helping me bake cookies all day. The last batch turned out terrific. Taste one.
No, thanks. Just tell me how you got the money for all the ingredients.
Well, the butter was kind of expensive, but the flour hardly cost anything. And besides, I know some smart person is going to come along and help me out.
I have some money in my piggy bank. Would that help?
Oh, Brandon, that's really sweet, but I think your mom is going to need more money than your penny.
Well, Brandon, how much money is it?
I don't know. Should I go get my bank?
No.
Yes.
No.
No? All right. All right. Look, I think you've helped me out enough, sweetheart. We sure did have fun baking cookies, though, didn't we?
So what are you going to do, stand on a street corner and sell them?
If I have to. I'm going to work at this for 24 hours a day, Haley. If I'm not baking cookies, I'm going to be on the phone looking for potential investors or out doing some kind of promotion. I've even written my own jingle.
What's a jingle?
Well, it's a song that's going to help me sell these cookies. You want to hear it? Mommies and daddies, cops and crookies, all of Mrs. Capwell's chocolate chip cookies. What do you think?
Well, that's great.
Well, apparently Haley doesn't think so. What's the matter, Haley?
Nothing.
Can't stop laughing, huh? Why not?
Oh, it's cops and cookies.
Hey, you try to think of something that rhymes with cookies. It's no piece of cake.
Of course it's not a piece of cake. It's a chocolate chip cookie.
Is that Rosa?
I guess she's looking for me.
Brandon, I think maybe you better go home. Don't you tell Rosa that I'm here, okay?
Okay.
Thanks a lot for helping me bake the cookies.
All right. But where's my book? Remember I brought a picture book?
Oh, yeah, wait. It's right here. Here you go. You better get going. Bye, sweetheart. That's it. What? Bookies!
Kitten? Hi.
Hi, darling. Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, baby. I missed you. Can't tell you how much.
Kelly? Kelly, do you recognize us? Do you know who I am?
Yes?
Is something wrong, honey?
Maybe she's angry. Is that it, baby? Are you angry with us?
Why didn't you come sooner?
We wanted to, Kelly. We wanted to be here a lot sooner.
All the others, they have visitors come every day. And not me, nobody. Oh, and Eden came. Eden was the only one that came.
Wait a minute. Your mother's right. We did try. We asked many times to come, but the doctor said we should wait. He said you would get well a lot faster if we'd let you be by yourself.
I don't want to be by myself.
All right, baby, we're going to talk to the doctors, and we're going to tell them we want to come more often, all right?
Why did you keep me here? What did I do wrong?
Oh, honey, Listen, baby, listen to me. We're not punishing you for anything. You just need some help, and you got to give the chance to the doctors to give you that help. That's all.
No. I hate them. And I hate Dr. Rawlings. I hate this place. I want to go home.
Oh, Kelly, you're going to go home, darling. You're going to go home real soon, I promise you.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, Doctor.
Nice to see you again. I know Kelly's been looking forward to your visit.
Well, apparently she would like to have had us here a lot sooner.
Well, I know she's glad to have you here today. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to steal her away for a while.
No, why?
There's a daily meeting that all the patients have to attend. Begins in 5 minutes.
We just got here.
Mrs. Armonti, group activity is an important part of rehabilitation, especially for patients like Kelly, who have a tendency to isolate themselves. Kelly, we've talked about this before. I want you to get to know the people here, and I want the people here to get to know you.
Couldn't we skip the meeting just this once?
I'll get a demerit.
You get a what?
The meeting won't last long. Afterwards, we give the patients their medications, and they're free to return to their rooms. You're welcome to wait here.
Honey, we'll wait for you, honey.
Baby, we're going to be right here, and when you come back, we're going to have a long talk, all right?
No, I don't want you to stay.
Honey, why not?
Because things will be different afterwards.
Why? What do you mean?
No, I don't want you to see me. Not that way.
Kelly, honey.
Tomato soup.
Tomato soup? You have your pick of a whole menu and you want tomato soup?
I'm not very hungry.
I hope you didn't eat those green apples out in the orchard. I told you they'd give you a tummy ache.
I didn't eat any apples.
Then what were you doing outside for so long? You were almost all the way to the Lockridge house.
I was just taking a walk mostly.
Okay. Don't you want to take your jacket off, sweetheart? It's pretty warm in here. I'll help you. Here. We'll just take it off and hang it over the back of the chair. And it'll... Hola. ¿Qué es esto? Galletas. Young man. This explains why you weren't hungry. Where did Brandon get these cookies?
I know a lady who sells them.
Who?
Just a lady.
They smell good. Mind if I have a taste?
You may not believe this, but I've learned a few lessons. I always tried to get other people to take care of me and help me out. I finally realized that I have to help myself out. But one of the reasons I'm doing this is for you, too.
For me?
That's right. Because of the way you believed in me even when I didn't deserve it. And I realized how much I disappointed you at the end. If I could make you proud of me again, even just a little bit.
Gina, I told you things are always going to be different with us now.
Maybe so, but I'm not going to stop trying. When you lost respect for me, Haley, I lost respect for myself, too. That is, if I ever had any. I'm trying to be a better person. Don't you think that's possible?
I don't know.
Haley, if I can make a go of this business, I can get a little of my own dignity back. Maybe it's all a dream. I'm not sure. Maybe what you said is true, that I won't be able to continue with this without some backing. I thought I had a backer today, but the whole deal fell through.
That's too bad.
All I really need is a couple of $1,000. I mean, just $2,000 or $3,000 would get me through my first month, and by then I'd have a steady stream of customers.
Can't wait to hear what's coming next.
I wouldn't even dare ask you if I didn't really believe in this idea.
Ask me what?
The money your father.
Stop it. Stop there.
No, you have to have at least $3,000 left.
And it's all for in case of emergency, Gina.
Haley, you know what I was thinking today? I was thinking about what Stan would do if he were still alive. If I asked him for this money, you know what? He'd give it to me. Because that's the kind of man my brother was. Stan, God bless him. He always told me to dream big dreams. And I know he'd want to help me make this one come true.
All the money I have in the world.
I'll give it back to you, Haley, plus 3 times the interest the bank is giving you.
What if an emergency comes up? What if I need it?
I'll liquidate everything and I'll give you the money back. I swear it.
3 times the interest?
We can draw papers and everything.
All right.
Did you say all right?
It's just an investment, okay? No friendship, not a reconciliation, nothing. Just don't turn it into one, all right?
Too bad we can get her out of here today.
I know.
Hello? We're Cabot's parents. You must be Alice.
Doesn't even seem to know that we're here.
No, poor girl.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
Kelly? Kelly? Oh, my God.
Cece, what did he say? That they were going to give her medication? Is that what Rawlings said?
Yes.
Baby girl, did you get a shot or a pill or something? Honey? Is that what's wrong with you? Is that what you didn't want us to see?
You may call your next witness, Miss Wainwright.
Your Honor, the defense would like to call David Laurent to the stand.
I love you very much.
Raise your right hand and please state your name.
David Laurent.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
Mr. Laurent, will you tell the court how long you were married to Madeline Capwell?
6 years. It would have been 6 years in July.
Did you kill your wife?
No, I did not.
Did you love your wife?
No, not in the way a husband should.
Well, I'm sure that there are different degrees of love, and these degrees can be...
I didn't love her.
Were you committed to her then? To her and to the marriage?
I suppose you could say that. I wanted the marriage to succeed. But if I were to be honest, I would have to say that I kept up appearances because I was afraid to admit we'd made a mistake. I kept hoping things would get better, that I would somehow learn to love her the way she needed to be loved. But it didn't happen.
Surely you felt some sort of fondness for your wife. I mean, even if you couldn't call it love.
At times. At times I hated her.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
Mr. Capwell.
Your Honor, I feel that I'm doing my client a disservice by letting him take the stand.
A little late to realize that, isn't it?
Oh, please, counsel.
I ask that his testimony be struck and that my request to have him take the stand be rescinded.
Well, now, just a minute. Counsel has had plenty of time to review her client's testimony. She should have been prepared for this. I don't see how she can now move to strike when she called him on her own volition.
I will allow Miss Wainwright to advise her client that the character of his testimony may prove self-incriminating. In fact, I will inform the witness of that now. Mr. Laurent, it may seem appropriate for you to consider that the statements you've made may work against you. You would be right to answer the questions without volunteering added information.
Your Honor, I'm telling the truth. That's what we're here for. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one way to do that.
Your Honor, I am not going to ask the witness any more questions, and I ask the court to please excuse this witness.
Your Honor, if my defense attorney does not wish to continue questioning, I would like to be allowed to address the court myself.
Mr. Laurent, do you want a recess to discuss your continuing testimony with your attorney?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
For heaven's sake.
Mr. Laurent, it's usually not good policy to go against the advice of your counsel. Miss Wainwright wants you to know that the Constitution states that you cannot be forced to testify against yourself.
Your Honor, no one is forcing me to do anything. I only wish to tell the truth in my own words.
Any objections, Mr. Kepler?
Not at all, Your Honor.
Very well. Then I will grant the defendant his request to testify.
I came to Santa Barbara because I wanted to talk my wife out of a divorce. It's crazy, you know, and after all the things we'd been through, those were the last words I ever expected to hear from her. You see, I thought we were one of those modern couples who had an arrangement. I gave her all the freedom she wanted, kept quiet when I suspected indiscretions. Why would she want to leave me? I guess my pride was wounded. Not that I wanted to stop her, really, or even contest the divorce. I just wanted us to be honest with each other. So, the day before she was attacked, I met her at the bungalow, and I asked her why. Well, the first thing she did was accuse me of having an affair with Sheila Carlisle. I couldn't believe that. I mean, was she really going to try to blame this divorce on me with some trumped-up accusation? I told her the truth. There'd never been an affair with Sheila. And then I accused her of using that as a smokescreen to try to disguise the fact that she wanted to end the marriage for her own reasons. And she finally admitted that she'd found someone else who would be of use. Those were her words. Of use. Oh, she said I'd been very amusing and decorative, but never of any use to her. And then she had me look at an agreement she'd had drawn up where I was supposed to relinquish any claim to her family's assets. That hurt, because in all the time we'd been together, I never touched her money. I never had to. I always had enough of my own. She was insistent. She said her family was about to come into some huge windfall and that their wealth might double or even triple. She was afraid I might decide I wanted my cut. So she asked me to take the agreement with me and have my lawyer look at it. I did take it, but I didn't contact a lawyer. I suppose I could have made things hard on her, made her wait. But the next day, I decided to tell her I intended to sign. And I went back to the bungalow. That's when I found her. Somehow I knew, standing in the doorway, that by the position of her body, that something terrible had happened. I ran to her, I lifted her head, but that beautiful face was already empty of life. I held her face. I was so filled with rage. I mean, who could have done this? Why? I started to go for help, and then I remembered those papers, the agreement she wanted me to sign. I suddenly thought about the police finding me there and finding the agreement. They know that Madeline wanted a divorce, and they think I killed her to keep from signing that agreement. So I ran, okay? I was sick with shame, but I ran. I should have known every clumsy effort I made to cover my tracks would just make me look more guilty. But in a way, I was guilty. I didn't kill my wife, but by degrees, over the years, surely I destroyed the best that was in her. By not being able to love her the way she needed to be loved. I turned her into someone brittle and disappointed. How do you make up for breaking the spirit of another human being that I will bear the blame the rest of my life.
Thank you, Mr. Laurent. There'll be a short recess until 1 o'clock. Mr. Capwell, you can begin your cross-examination then.
Oh, I saw Mark earlier. He was looking for you. I didn't realize he was leaving the guest house.
Yes, the separation is permanent.
I'm sorry about that.
Hey, it's for the best, really.
Does that mean you are coming back to live at the guest house?
I wasn't sure you'd want me to.
Oh, come on. You're welcome. You know that anytime you want.
Even if Mason is with me?
Mason.
Cece, he asked me to marry him as soon as my annulment goes through.
And you accepted?
I'm in love with him. And it would mean a lot to me if you would try to be happy for us.
Oh, Mary, you couldn't possibly be aware of what occurred a long time ago if you would and did.
Cece, I know as much as I need to know about Mason. I know what's going on in his heart, in spite of what shows on the surface. And I believe that in spite of everything, you love him too.
I hope he knows how lucky he is.
He's made me feel cherished. Nobody ever made me feel like that before.
Well, he's got a lot more sense than I thought. And if he is bringing you into the family, I finally have something to thank him for.
Where's Mary?
Went over to the courthouse. She wanted to see what was going on over there, and I'm going to go over there myself to see the afternoon session. Did you make your call?
Yes, I did. It was just a checkup that had slipped my mind. Thank you again for taking me to see Kelly.
I wish it had been more hopeful.
She couldn't even say goodbye to us.
She's not even my baby. I don't even know who she is. It's like...
There's absolutely no reason for her to take all that medication. She's not violent, for heaven's sakes.
Rowling says she still hasn't adjusted to the dosage. It's supposed to help her stop resisting the memories from the past.
Cece, I don't like him and I don't trust him.
I'm not sure I do either anymore. Thank you for going with me today. Next time we go, visit Al. We'll do it together again, huh?
Maybe, if it works out.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not much good at going over there by myself. I mean, you see things sometimes I don't. You're good for me.
Better be careful, I might start to believe you.
I want you to believe me.
Cece, it's likely to change. It usually does sooner or later.
Maybe there are a lot of things that are changing.
Well, I have to give you credit.
For what?
That impassioned plea. David, please, don't do it. Set things up perfectly so I wouldn't object.
I didn't do it for that. I thought he'd self-destruct up there. I had no idea he would be so eloquent in his own defense.
Eloquent isn't innocent.
Think what you like, Mason, but the jury's on his side. You were wonderful. And I was wrong about everything.
No, you were just looking out for me. I love you for that.
The jury was hanging on your every word. And so was I. I felt like I was hearing it for the first time.
There were things I don't think I really knew myself till I said them.
I am very proud of you. But it's not over yet. Mason's angry at being caught off guard, so he's going to be tougher than ever.
I didn't believe a word of it. Do you think the jury did?
More than I care to admit.
Well, you'll take care of that when you start the cross-examination. You're not nervous, are you?
Who, me? Nervous?
All right, I'll give you something else to think about. I talked to your father today.
Oh, and?
And I told him about us.
I bet he hauled out the confetti right then and there, didn't he?
No, but he wasn't all that negative about it. He welcomed me into the family.
That was more than he ever did for me.
Mommies, daddies, coffees, bookies, all of Mrs. Capwell's cookies. They're fresh and light, and there's homemade baked taste in every bite.
What are you doing? Why aren't you apprehending her, escorting her out of here?
For what?
For peddling without a license, that's what.
I'm not peddling these. I'm just giving them away. Here, have a bag. But don't eat them all at once. You might ruin your dinner.
There's a trial going on in here. There's a man's life at stake, and only you would be callous enough to try to use it for your own crass purpose.
I didn't force anybody to take my picture, Cece.
Don't you dare try to use my family name to sell your greasy little cookies, or I'll have you back in there for misrepresentation, you understand?
Well, you be my guest, but it's my name, too, whether you like it or not.
All rise.
I thought you were leaving town today.
Well, I changed my mind. I wouldn't want Mason to think he was running me out of town.
The court will come to order, and the witness will resume his seat. Miss Laurent, I'm sure I don't have to remind you that you're still under oath. Proceed.
Well, Mr. Laurent, I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say how rare it is to hear a man bare his soul the way you did earlier in court today. I'm especially reminded of your description of entering the bungalow and then holding your dead wife in your arms. I ran to her, tried to lift her head, but that beautiful face was already empty of life. Isn't that what you said?
As I recall, yeah.
But in fact, your wife lived for 30 more hours. What made you decide that she was dead? That she was, empty of life, as you so poetically put it?
Like I said before, by the position of her body, the way she looked.
You didn't feel for a pulse?
Of course I did. I couldn't find one. Look, didn't someone from the police testify that they couldn't find one either at first? It was very faint.
Well, what about when you lifted up her head? You said that you lifted up her head and held her face very close to yours. Isn't that what you said?
Yes.
Well, shouldn't you have been able to detect her breathing? It seems to me that if you were holding her that close, you should have felt her breathing. You know, it seems to me, Mr. Laurent, that by your own admission, if you aren't guilty of murder, at the very least, you're guilty of negligent manslaughter.
I thought I was already too late. I thought she was dead.
You felt her breathing and you left her there to die.
Objection! Objection, Your Honor!